you know, it's the only vice that I have right now. So I'm I'm happy about it.
Well, for those people tuning in case they don't know, I'm here with Francesco from Windrose, the lead dwarf man from Windrose. How are you doing?
Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm at home, as everyone right here in Italy, but I'm okay. We didn't get sick anyone of our band, so we are still alive at the moment. So pretty cool.
Does this mean that the dwarfs are immune to the virus?
No, we are not immune, unfortunately, but living underground helps. It helps. It helps to take more than 1 meter, so between you and the other people.
How this has this quarantine impacted you guys as a band? I'm sure there's been a negative impact. You can't play shows. I mean, you almost can't do anything. So how do you feel in terms of the impact to your business, basically, to your band, and the ability that you guys have to go out and play?
I can tell you the impact that it has on our business, but it's a worldwide problem, because if someone released the album, for example, in January, if a band release an album in January 2020, will be not able to tour for this album. So they are forced to make another album because the rule is that, in the music business, you do an album, you do the promotion, and then you go to you make a couple of tours, some usually one in the spring and one in fall, and you do a summer festival. So if you are not able to do tours, all the promotion that you did is lost. And in 1 year, when I expect that we will be ready to tour again, like 2021, unfortunately, the promotion will be lost. So it's tough. It's really tough. And luckily, we had a couple of tours, in October 2019, and we released the album in 2019. We had a tour just before the lockdown in February with Glory Hammer. And I can say that the promotion and our work with Winter Saga uh, is done. Is done because we are locked until I don't know when, but I don't expect to be on stage before 2021. To
Uh,
be
I think you're being realistic. Unfortunately, but I think
Yes,
I think you're being realistic. I mean, the summer festivals, pretty much everything has been canceled or postponed, and I honestly don't see the borders opening or things getting back to normal. I mean, things will start to get somewhat back to normal, but there's other things that have to happen before shows can happen. You know what I mean? Like,
because it's not just about the summer. Even in the summer festival, probably in the summer we can be free from the lockdown, in this summer, probably in August, for example. I'm talking about August because the main festival of Europe is for sure Wacken, Wacken Open Air, and we were on the roster for this year. So as long as Wacken cancel the event of this year, it means that the problems will be not the lockdown that actually is in Italy, but is about the other countries, because when we are free from the lockdown, the problem will be the other countries that started just now to approach to the virus, so it depends how they will manage it.
yeah, no, I agree with you. It's
Uh,
and you have to look at schools have to open first. There's so many things that have to happen first before people will feel comfortable to have a festival with 70,000 people.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's a real problem for the financial aspects of musicians. Because the thing is that, for example, in Italy, you are not recognized as a worker if you are a musician. You know, you can pay impulse. That is a private stuff for like an insurance, you know, for the future, you know, but it's not something really consistent that you can touch, like you worked 30 years in a normal place, you know,
Yeah,
like
like in a factory or
a
something.
technician or in a factory, you know. uh, if you work in a factory, you are sure that you will get something. If you are a musician, it's not that easy. And as long as you have a society or uh, society, you have to pay the taxes, you know. So not earning anything, you know, and pay taxes, and
It's not.
it's
It mathematically doesn't work.
no, it doesn't work. It
If you're
doesn't
trying
work.
to get something out of zero, it's not. It
You
doesn't.
know,
It doesn't work.
yeah.
And you guys, like you said, you the album Winter Saga came out September of 2019. You guys still were able to get on a couple of tours. How was the fan reception to the new tracks when you guys were playing live during those tours?
To be honest, in this tour we had not that expectations, you know, from the crowd, because when we tour with Glory Hammer, uh, we did a lot of tour as openers, and we knew how it was to be an opener. But to be honest, people really enjoyed and sang all the songs that we played on stage. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The idea of doing Diggy Diggy Hole, you know, that is a cover from the Yogscast, was amazing for us. You know, was the best one. And Maurizio, our manager, you know, Maurizio Iacono from Cataclysm, uh, had the idea to put it as a first single out in Napalm Records. We didn't agree at the beginning because we wanted to push our music, but in the end, it was a good idea and the best idea, you know. So and we have a deal with him that for sure we want to follow his leads, you know. You know, like I just bring my ideas, I just bring my music, I bring everything, you know. So musically it doesn't change the project, but he is very he has a foresight, you know, for
Yeah,
this stuff.
he's got a lot of experience,
Yes,
and
yes.
he's a Canadian dude. So
Yes, he is Canadian, but Maurizio Iacono, so not so Canadian, not so Canadian.
Canadian with a little espresso in him.
Yeah, a lot, a lot. Like it's like 99% Italian and 1% Canadian, probably. Yeah.
Well, in Canada, we love him, and he's definitely one of ours. And when Cataclysm played here in Toronto, last time I went to see them was a year ago, 2 years ago, I think 2 years ago. The crowd absolutely shows his band and shows him a lot of love every time he plays in Canada. He's
Yes, yes.
the country's very proud of him and everything he's achieved in the music business. But I want to ask you about Diggy Diggy Hole since you brought that up. Whose idea was within the band to go for a cover of that song? I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard it from you guys, I had no idea it was a cover because I'm not a big gamer guy. I didn't know about who those Yogcasts or who the fuck those guys are. I had no clue. It was my son when we were doing the video. He's like, I heard this song before. And
Yeah, I saw you react. I saw
I
you
was like,
react.
how have you heard this song before? The video just came out. And I'm like, no, this is not their song. You know, it's like, I was like, nah, I don't believe you. Then he showed me the original. I was like, holy crap. So I had no clue. So who came up with the idea of using that and going that with a cover?
To be honest, that song, you know, it's you know, we had the idea just experiencing the just experiencing the live crowds, you know, in the years, because usually people had to used to ask, why don't you do Diggy Diggy Hole cover or stuff like that, you know? And we say after a while, you know, we say why not? Why not? Should be really cool. But we didn't do that before because you know, it's not. I don't. We never promote, you know, covers, you know, in our albums. So uh, to be honest, it was not an idea that can be the main idea of the project, you know, because now we have to show to the people that we are not a band that make covers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So people knows us for Diggy Diggy Hole. A lot of people are already listening Diggy Diggy Hole, but listen at the whole album. And now with the next album, we have to show what an album can do without a cover of that with that viral, you know, potential. So it will be not easy, and will be not easy because this cover had like 13 million views. So you know, will be not easy, but we had to do it. And the idea came just here by here, you know, playing live. People really enjoyed more and more the dwarf world, you know, the dwarf idea of the project, and that's it. If you saw the band, then the photos, you know, of years ago, we were not dressed like dwarfs, for example, in 2015, because we were not 100% on dwarves. We just made a song on dwarves, and that's where started all the idea, you know, for the project.
Do you feel like it fits with your personalities? Because I get the feeling like you guys are finally finding your niche where you're comfortable.
Yeah, sure. It fits 100% with our personality, and it fits. It's more important. The more important is that it fits with our composing style. Because when we compose, we used to do a lot of things that they are epic, but they are not epic like Rhapsody. You know that it's epic music, but in a different style. It's epic, but with heavy stuff. You know, it's very heavy guitars. You know, percussions. Dramatic, you know, it's different, you know. So it's different from the classical power metal. I don't know how to explain, you know. And we said, why not? This is a good way to follow. So why not to follow this path, you know? It's pretty interesting, and we identify in that path, and then
I think the most important part is for you guys to feel comfortable in that skin, because if you're not comfortable in that skin, it's going to come across in the music, and then it's not going to feel legit, and then fans will be able to see that and walk away from it. You almost would become a one-hit wonder. But I think because you guys feel so comfortable in that skin, you became that. You became those dwarfs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and because of that, the energy that you guys have, everybody gravitates to it. I really feel like that Diggy Diggy Hole opened the doors for the band to be known worldwide. But now, really, now people are in. You know what I mean? Like, people are committed now to the band.
Yeah. That was the idea. We need a ram, you know, to open the to open the gate. And now that the fourth gate is open, we had to rush in, you know, like real doors, and take what we deserve. You know, I don't want to tell you that we are not into this project, because the thing is, sometimes when you talk with bands, there is a, you know, someone that is a headmaster and the others are like, yes, okay, I'm on the boat, but nothing else.
Yeah, they're
To
on the
be
boat, but they're just
yeah.
passengers.
Yes, to be honest, we are, everyone in this project is 100% 100% into the success of this band. We want to make it, we want to make it so hard, and it's like an obsession, you know. For me, it was like my Arkanston, my Arkanston. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I followed and I tried to chase the, you know, the fame and the success for years, for years. We started from I started personally from 2005, playing around, you know, in these clubs, you know, in Italy. And we started in 2009 with Windrose, and we didn't have any idea of making an album. You know how it is, how can we make an album? Okay, let's start, you know, with the basis. But we were really uh, really into it. We wanted to make it, and finally we arrived to some results. It's
So,
just the beginning, but
so I have to ask you this. You guys were supposed to come to North America on that tour with Arcona, and then you guys had to drop out because of visa issues. So what happened? Is America not happy with Italians coming over? Like, what's going on?
to be to be honest, I have to tell you that we had a second opportunity to come over there, because if you saw the flyers some months ago, there is a flyer with Tier and
Yeah,
Matsatol,
that's
and
all.
the last band Matsatol, you know, or if I'm not if I remember it good, and
And I think
we were on that
Trollfest
tour.
was on that bill as
Uh,
well.
Trollfest, Metzatol, Eidevolk, and Tier.
Interior, yeah, correct.
Metzatol was added at last, because we were on that tour, you know, because we had a lot of folkish influences in our music. So we were on that tour for North America, but our lawyer, and our manager said that we still not have no opportunities to get the visas, so we had to not make the applications, you know, for a second time, because not so much passed, you know, from the release of the album, and the new application that we had to do like around January. But watching the things now,
It
it
worked
was
out okay.
yeah, yeah, it was okay, because with Arcona we spent a lot of money, you know, getting the visas. We paid all the taxes, and we get nothing. But they didn't gave us the taxes back. We paid the taxes to the government, but no, you are not allowed to come here. Bye bye. You don't see the money. You know, you don't see the money. You don't see the visas. So this second time, we said, okay, before making the applications and pay everything, let's hear what a lawyer can tell us. You know, the lawyer of our booking for United States is Continental, so we did the book. Our agent and the lawyer even said that there were some problem to get visas for us, and that's it. We
Oh,
didn't, but it was luckily we didn't, because we had
I was just
lost.
going to say it ends up being a good thing because you guys would have lost more money. So
Yes.
because that tour got pushed now, I think until next year or something like that as well, or later in the year. I can't remember, but it's been rescheduled. So maybe it's a good thing that you weren't able to. But I mean, it's a matter of time. Eventually, you guys have to come to North America. At worst case scenario, just tour in Canada because you don't need visas to tour in Canada.
Yeah. And a lot of people told us that why don't you tour just Canada that don't require visas? The problem is that uh, you know you can tour in Canada. You do one, two, three gigs, okay, and you don't recover the money of what you
Yeah,
spent to
that's
come in
true.
Canada. So I don't want to talk about money because I think that our music for me is more art and heart, to be
I know, but
honest.
at the end of the day,
So,
you got to pay the
but
bills.
yeah. If you want to keep on making music, you have to live with it. If you want to live with it, you have to make money. And if you lose money, you can't go. It's
Yeah,
the
I
same thing
100%.
of, for example, of South America, for example. I would really love to go to South America, but all the expensive, long travels because you have to take a flight, from country to country because it's a very big, uh, it's not like Europe that you can do 500 kilometers and you are to the next city or in another country. In South America, it's very tough, and you have to get always the flights and the expenses to do a tour over there is a lot, and you don't recover from the single gigs that you can do around. It's very hard. So to hit the United States or South America or even Canada, we had to go for the first time, in my opinion. And what we have in mind is to go there with another band that are ready to there, and it will be easier to recover at least the expenses and keep on doing that stuff.
Yeah, no, and
So,
start to build a foothold so that the next time you can come back with a bigger show and hit more cities and so forth.
yes.
Now that you guys are stuck at home and all you can do is watch Italian Netflix, which I don't even know. I don't even
Yeah.
know what kind of shows you have on Italian Netflix. But uh, are you guys starting to work on a new record? Because, like you said, you can't really promote this one right now, and it looks like you won't be able to do anything further until the end of the year. Then, if you want to go back on the road in 2021, assuming that everything is okay, you're kind of going to need a record behind it. So, are you starting to use perhaps some of this time at home to come up with some new ideas?
To be honest, I can tell you that we already have 5, 6 new songs ready because we never stop to songwriting sessions. Me, Federico, and Claudio. We just meet up once per week. Now we just talk on Discord, or on Skype, but we always we continue to produce stuff, to compose stuff. So I think that, as you said, we will come up in 2021 with a new album. It's not something that top secret, because you can imagine if you stay 1 year without doing anything. After 1 year you can tour with Winter Saga that is old of 2 years, that was released 2 years ago. You have to do something new,
Yeah, makes sense.
so that's why at the beginning I said that people that release the album in January are fucked, or people that will release the album in 1 month. If they release the album in 1 month, will be fucked. In my opinion, I will I will never release an album right now.
Yeah, I think it's
You see the situation, stop everything, guys, we can't release now. At least you can release it in September. So if you release it in September, probably in fall 2020 you can do a tour if the situation is better, and or in January, and you start to push for the festivals. But right now it's impossible. It's a suicide, to
Yeah, you almost have to have two albums in your hands, the one that you release now and the one that you're already planning to release next year. It really doesn't leave you much of an option otherwise.
No, yeah. That's all we got for the moment. Anyway, the next album will be really cool in my opinion. I can't let you hear new stuff, but probably you will enjoy it.
I'm sure I will. And what are you guys thinking of doing in the meantime? Are you guys think? I see a lot of bands doing live streams and things like that. Are you thinking of doing anything of that nature, like doing some live streams or some playthroughs or some Q&As?
Yeah, to be honest, we started. We already started the Twitch, under a suggestion of our manager, and even the on Napalm. They are a lot of bands from Napalm. They are doing. They started to do this kind of stuff, and. In my opinion, it's a good idea because if you are not able to do live shows, at least you can do something. You can do something, something to not to raise some bucks, because not everyone raising bucks. If you do a channel right now on Twitch, you can do not that much, but to don't lose the touch with the people, don't lose the touch with the crowd, because there is a lot of people that is following us, and we don't want to just uh, make a silence, for 1 year.
For a year?
It's
Yeah.
not it's not it's not it's not good for the business. It's not good for us. It's not good for the business. And in these years, in the 2000s, it's not like the 80s that you buy an album and you remember it and you sing it, and you for years. Now the thing is that is all the albums are consumables, like the durability that can have is 1 year, 2 year, but after that you can't work.
There's just too much out there for people. You know what I mean? So because there's so
Yeah.
much out there for people, people consume things on a quicker pace.
Yes,
So
yes.
there's just this sense of you always are almost forced to keep putting stuff out. Otherwise, you
Yes.
become forgotten. There's just so many bands out there.
Yeah, there are so many bands, and obviously we release the stuff in different times, just to don't collide the promotions with other bands. So every 2 months you have a new album to hear, you have a new album, to buy, and you are not linked with you are not bound to a single band like in the past. In the past, you heard just I'm not I was not in the 80s. I was like like 1 2 years old, okay, but the thing
Oh,
is
now you're
that
making me feel old.
no, no. I feel old as well, because during the 90s, for example, that I was more than 10, and I just approached to the metal music. I was able to see what it was on the magazines. Metallica, okay, metal music. Iron Maiden, metal music, Korn, metal music, even at the beginning of the 2000s. Right now, you are just a click. You have to conquer a new fan while he is scrolling the home, He's scrolling the home, they see the Diggy Diggy Hole. Let me check. It starts the video, on the preview on Facebook or on other social media, and in 30 seconds you are judged. If you are good, you are good. If you are not good, people skip, and that's it. That's the moment that you have. And even if someone is fan right now, not everyone, but he will be forced, as you say, to hear new bands, will get new influences. And if you are holding with the same album, for 2 3 years, you are cut out of the business.
Well, on that note, I have one more question for you, and I want to take this question away from music, and I want to ask you an Italian question.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's do this. So I have a very important question for you that I think it needs an Italian person in order to answer this question. The Tower of Pizza, is the tower inclined or is the rest of the world tilted?
Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Because pizza is
no pizza. Pizza
is the one that you eat. Okay.
Is the tower inclined or is the rest of
the whole world? Okay.
Is the whole world tilted?
I don't know. I'm from it's my hometown, Pisa. I don't. Probably you didn't know about that. Right?
Maybe dig a hole under it.
I think that the whole world is inclined. It's not the tower, you know. Probably if you go on the tower, you can see the whole world from a good sight, you know. From the thing is that you made me laugh with with this question. I didn't expect something like that, so I didn't know how to answer, to be honest. But yes.
I've never visited, but I always was intrigued by it because it's such a weird thing that it's in like on a tilt like that, but it doesn't fall down. So it's like it's a really a marvel of construction, if you will.
Yes, it was not intended
to be that way.
Was not intended to be like that, in my opinion. they made it straight, and then it was like all the things in your life, you know. You made it to be like this, but they go a little bit like this, you know. For
as you get older, things tend to start to go down that way.
Oh yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
I don't want to make any reference about that. but
that was the best.
Probably at the beginning was straight, and now it's not straight. And it's falling down. Yes.
What a way to finish this conversation, Francesco. You've been the best. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks to you for this opportunity. You know, your channel is fantastic, and the idea to be you and your son is awesome. You know, it's something that you really enjoy. The reaction, even if you are not in that band, because your faces are so happy, you know, to hear music, you know. And it's not fake. You can see that it's really the first time that you hear that song, because sometimes you see people, you know, do reaction, oh, like this. No, if you're listening something, you don't act like that, because you never heard, you know. You start to appreciate the stuff like that after a while, after some listenings, you know. So the first time you are always surprised, and that's what I feel
the same way. And even when we do a video of a song that we've heard before, I always make sure at the beginning I say that I've heard this song before, I just never seen the video. So it's just more of us watching the video because we heard the song, and then obviously we talk about the song. But it's everything we do on the channel is just one take. We don't chop up pieces together. We press record, and if we talk about dicks, we talk about dicks. It is what it is. And I really appreciate the support that your band and a lot of bands have given our channel. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. It's like a vicious circle. You know what I mean? Like you guys help us do what we do, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And then at the same time, we try to help you guys so that, you know, the music can continue to be made, and you guys can continue to make the music that we like to listen to.
Yes. I agree. And we really liked your reaction, and we shared even on our page for that reason. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here today, and all the best, and stay safe.
Okay, stay safe as well, guys. Please don't underestimate this problem, because we want to start to live again. We want to start to tour again, and we want you safe at home for the next year, when probably the music will wake up again stronger than before.
I agree
Okay?
with you. I agree with you. I couldn't have said it better. Bye.
Okay. Ciao. Ciao.